ABC's Whit Johnson leading us off tonight outside the Javits Center here in New York as we learn of these new cases, including at least 5 cases here in New York.
Tonight, at least 4 states now reporting cases of the new Omicron variant. New York late today reporting 5 new infections.
Literally, there are 5 cases identified today in the state of New York.
And in Colorado, a fully vaccinated woman who was eligible for a booster but hadn't received one.
It is somebody who just traveled to southern Africa and returned. She is experiencing mild symptoms and is isolating at home.
And in Minnesota, authorities calling a new case there a wake-up call, detecting the variant in a resident who had returned from New York City, where he attended an anime conference the weekend before Thanksgiving at the Javits Center. Officials suspect the man was likely infected at the conference seen here, where the 53,000 attendees were required to have at least 1 vaccine shot and wear masks.
Everyone was vaccinated, though, so I'm not too worried, but...
What do we actually know about this new variant?
We actually know very little. All we know is that it's rapidly gaining ground in parts of southern Africa.
Okay, so there's no way that we can actually really compare it to Delta at this time?
No, we still need time to sort that out.
On Wednesday, we received news of a new variant, the so-called Omikron variant, and I want to express my deep gratitude to scientists in South Africa who identified this new variant and shared the information widely and immediately.
As the world waits for the impact of the Omicron coronavirus variant against current vaccines, countries where vaccines are prevalent are losing patience with those who haven't gotten the jab. Germany, in the midst of a big COVID surge, has just announced it is banning unvaccinated people from all but the most essential businesses. They'll also face contact restrictions in private settings. In South Africa, where Omicron is fast becoming the dominant variant, the premier of the country's most populous province is urging people to get vaccinated immediately amid what he called a situation of great concern.
We are deeply disappointed by the decision of several countries to prohibit travel from a number of southern African countries, including our own, following the identification of the Omicron variant.
Omicron.
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 What is Omicron?
The following is the storyline from Nomad Soul, also known as Omikron.
Drink Quetta Cola, the energizing drink with radioactive quanta extract. Quetta Cola, the drink for today's youth. Be cool, be you. Drink Quetta Cola.
The Nomad Soul is set in a futuristic city known as Omikron, which is a densely populated metropolis on the world of Phanion.
On Wednesday, we received news of a new variant, the so-called Omicron variant.
Omicron exists beneath an enormous crystal dome, which was constructed to protect against the ice age that Phanion entered into after its sun's extinction. The city is split into different sectors because it is forbidden for the inhabitants to leave their respective sectors.
We are deeply disappointed by the decision of several countries to prohibit travel.
Each area has developed independently, which is reflected by the divergent lifestyles and architecture. At the start of the game, the player is asked by a Omicronian police officer named Kale 669 to leave their dimension and enter Omicron within his body. After doing so, the player continues with the investigation of serial killings that KL and his partner were originally working on. The player begins the investigation in the Anakbar sector, where they uncover information that suggests the serial killer they are looking for is not human, but actually a demon. Members of the apparent underground anti-government movement contact the player and confirm their suspicions. The investigation deepens and uncovers further information. One of Omikron's chief police commanders, Commandant Kandar, is a demon pretending to be a human and luring human souls into Omikron from other dimensions by the way of nomad soul. KL669, asking the player to help him, turned out to be a trap. Supposedly, if the in-game character dies, the real human playing the video game will lose their soul forever. Despite many assassination attempts on the protagonist's life by other demons working behind the scenes, the player destroys Gandar with supernatural weaponry. After this brief victory, the anti-government movement is revealed to be named The Awakened, who invite the players to join them. They work in tandem with an ancient religious order led by Boz, a mystical being that exists in purely electronic form on the computer networks of Omikron. The Awakened refer to the protagonist as the nomad soul, since they have the ability to change bodies at will. The nomad soul learns afterwards that what is going on in Omikron is merely an extension of an old battle between mankind and demons, spearheaded by the powerful Astaroth. Astaroth, who was banished to the depths of Omikron long ago, is slowly regenerating power while using demons to both collect souls and impersonate high members of the government. The nomad soul harnesses ancient magical technology in order to destroy Astaroth. They return to their own dimensions and prevent their soul from being captured by demons.
So here you are, the stranger in Omikron, conqueror of demons. Dagobah told me much about your exploits. You're not the first video game player to get your soul trapped in this dimension, but you're certainly the first to stay alive so long. They're now in Astaroth's reservoir of souls. Better to die 1,000 deaths than end up there. Astaroth was locked up in a cage for thousands of years by Cuchulainn, the hero of the Cobalt Wars. Now that he's free, the demon needs to build up his power again because it dwindled over the centuries. To do so, he needs souls. Thousands of souls. He derives his power from suffering souls. They endure infinite tortures in the reservoir. It is this endless suffering that will enable him to recover his former power. The souls here are grey and withered. You can't get much power from them. The juiciest souls are in your dimension. Astaroth created the video game called Omikron in order to capture them, the game you're playing at this very moment. He uses Omikron to attract souls. He asks players to put their spirit into a body in order to enter our dimension. As soon as the soul has come here, it only takes a demon to catch it and take it to Astaroth, who condemns it for all eternity, which very nearly happened to you. No, unfortunately. As long as your soul is a prisoner in Omikron, you run the risk of being caught by a demon and thrown into the reservoir. The only way to save your soul is to kill Astaroth, but nobody knows where he hides, not to mention how to go about killing him. Let me think. There might be a way to find out more about Astaroth. There's an old parchment that comes from the Cobalt Wars. It mentions Astaroth. Perhaps it says something about how to destroy the demon. The parchment is in the central library of Omikron under strict guard at the top of the pyramid. Go to the library and gather together all the information you can find on Astaroth. The survival of your soul is at stake. Legate Reshev protects everything that dates from the Cobalt Wars. He still hopes to discover some secrets of the ancient art. All access to these documents is forbidden. The library is in the Lahore sector. You'll need a pass to get there. You'll find one somewhere in this house. I placed Jenna at the head of Phalanx 5 to replace Namtar the traitor. I asked her to give you all the help you need. Something tells me you can help us achieve our goal. An old legend recounts that only a nomad soul can hunt the demons out of Omikron. You may be the one we have been waiting for. I must go. Now the binary tides are turning. May Vaigrimuka guide your steps.
Wake up, people of Omikron. Reshev and his corrupt government are lulling you to sleep in order to control you better. They have transformed you into puppets that are manipulated by Ix and the demons. Join the awakened ones and rise up to fight for your freedom. Together, we can win.
All the inhabitants of Omikron are now awakened. The trusts have been destroyed. The last skirmishes are ending in the streets. We have had an extraordinary victory, which our descendants will recount from generation to generation, and we owe this victory to you, Nomad Soul. You helped us win back our freedom. For us all, you are now a legendary hero, like Cuchulainn before you. I shall try to take on material form again and leave this accursed network that has kept me prisoner for centuries. Thank you for all you have done for us, Nomad Soul. We'll never forget you.
You have accomplished your destiny.
Thank you for watching False Camera Action. Before you go anywhere, don't forget to click subscribe.